All right, fuckers. We're gonna be looking at Bo Burnham's Inside special, and kind of go over different segments during the special and just give our overall thoughts.
Yeah.
And I want to say, when I first watched it, I didn't like it that much, and then when I started to do, when I did my rewatch and then started looking at other people's reviews of the special, I kind of started to understand more of the undertones within each segment. But my overall opinion on it is still like, but I like it a little bit better on the second viewing, I guess. What are your thoughts on it?
I kind of had a similar, well, not necessarily similar experience, but like I viewed it the first time and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really good. And then I watched it again and I'm like, oh, it's not all that good, but it's still okay. Like, I felt like the second time watching it, I was a little more underwhelmed. Like, I think what had occurred was like seeing, and I'll touch on it later, but the shots that he used and the just the editing and the shots, you know, all the stuff that went into making it other than the content itself, I thought was great. And I think that's what struck me the very first time watching it as like, this whole thing's great. But then really listening to the jokes and doing that, I'm like,
Yeah, I agree with that. The cinematography and editing is top-notch stuff, especially did it all by himself. And when we take that into account, it's like, it's pretty amazing. With the, like what you were saying, the comedy aspect of it, I thought that was what made me be like, you know, this is kind of a neat special. It's unique in its own way, but I wish it was like funny. Like, there's some jokes in there I thought were like, they were kind of okay, but I didn't laugh that much. And you know, people watch this from a different perspective. They come in expecting, you know, maybe for something different, something new, and I kind of did as well. But when I watch a comedy special, you know, I expect a decent amount of comedy. And there was comedy in there, just wasn't really for me. Are you like a big fan of Bo Burnham before the special? You seen a decent amount of his stuff? Or?
See, I've seen a decent amount of his stuff. I used to like it. It's not so much for me anymore.
One of the reasons why I didn't really like this special is because I don't think it was like made for me. Because part of it is him being like isolated during the pandemic. Yeah. And my mental health is fucking dope sauce, so I couldn't really relate with Bo Burnham.
Yeah, sorry. Nope, I cut you off. Go ahead. I know my place.
Like, I could still sympathize with him and all that, which doesn't necessarily make the content engaging. And I feel like that's the biggest issue with Inside. I didn't find it that very entertaining. I like the cinematography and editing and all that. And like we'll get to in a little bit, there are segments I do actually enjoy in this special, but overall,
I agree with that, because like overall, honestly, other than having to put a mask on my face, I don't think that the pandemic has really impacted me too much and like affected me in that way, you know. With him, I mean, you definitely felt like I'm more, I guess, empathetic, you know, like when I view something, I try to take on, like I'm truly trying to figure out what they're feeling and all. That's kind of like why I don't like the same content as you generally, because I do get that secondhand embarrassment kind of thing, you know, because I feel that. So 2 weekends ago when you watched The Room with us, I could not freaking take it.
It's supposed to be deeper and darker than this other stuff, and that's fine. If that's what you wanted out of it, like, I'm glad people like that were able to enjoy it. But again, I want to see a comedy in a comedy special. So if the humor's not on point for me, then it's kind of a turn off. A lot of it, which I was surprised, a lot of my fans were saying I would like this, even though I've made it clear I am not a fan of quirky, relatable humor. And that's what this special is filled with. Now, I understand there's undertones within that humor and stuff, and I did more research on that to make sure I understood what he was trying to, I guess, show his audience. But again, if something's not engaging, I can still appreciate the undertones at the same time, but I need to, like, be entertained by that surface level of comedy as well for me to get the full entertainment value.
Yeah, it's kind of it's gotta capture you at the surface level for you to go any deeper, really.
And I like a lot of the undertones, even in the segments I don't like because the comedy's kind of lackluster. The first one I have on here is the Sako Song. From what I've seen from like his previous stuff before his hiatus, it kind of felt like a song he would do.
It's something he would It's right in line with things he does. Not necessarily, I want to say to this degree. Like, he kind of went deep into the, like, conspiracy theorist / government kind of, like, kind of themes, you know? And I thought that was, I actually thought that was one of my more favorite songs, too, because I think that it's pretty funny.
Yeah, there's, like, multiple viewpoints of how he wanted people to interpret this. So, some people said that Sako is a parody of people who preach about global issues but don't ever do anything about it, while at the same time believing every conspiracy is a fact. There's others who thought that some people are under the impression these are Bo's actual viewpoints. Apparently, Bo represents the higher power trying to silence Sako, who's the one making radical claims. Based off what I've seen from his previous stuff, I think he's kind of making fun of those who talk about all these global issues, all these radical ideologies, making these big changes, but never really do much about it.
Yeah, I think I would probably agree, just because, like, looking at least what he's done before, and I know that he tries to have, like, deeper meaning to it, you know, and there's always undertones and all that stuff. But just knowing how he kind of goes, he generally makes fun of a certain kind of person, and so he's always, like, picking one thing, I think, and just kind of making fun of it. But then again, I mean, this special was it was different, you know, so I guess I think it's more so he's making fun of people who think that way and are like
we
that.
could be wrong, but it's how you interpret it as well.
Not sure.
Next one I have is All Eyes on Me, which is probably my favorite segment just because it's a song I can listen to by itself, and I thought the visuals were the best in this one.
I agree with that. Like, that one it wasn't funny. I didn't think it was funny, but it was actually, I thought, pretty good.
I didn't see any undertones in this song. Maybe there are. I was just listening to the song, and that's why I enjoyed it. So I'm not even going to try to talk about what undertones are under there, even if there are any.
My notes, word for word, for this one, it says, I don't understand this one. Interesting performance, I guess. I kind of laughed a little bit when he, like, charges at the camera, and he's like, I said, get up!
Get the fuck up! It's like, goddamn. The next one I have is Sexting segment, which at first I didn't like, but, like, it's not that funny. I really like the undertone, though. I think the purpose of this was to show, like, how funny it is that people consider sexting to be better than actual sex, and this is just another example of technology surpassing physical contact, because this is, you know, he's, like, talking about how great sexting is and, like, this, like, next level shit. A lot of this special is focusing on how technology kind of corrupts the brain and we're becoming addicted to it. That's how I viewed it. I may be way too fucking out there, but that's how I interpret it. Maybe it's just a dumb, shitty, relatable song. Could possibly be it. But I know Burnham is, like, more clever than Lily Singh, who'd probably make this just to make a shitty fucking joke. He could have some undertone there, because I know he likes to do stuff like that.
I didn't care much for this one. So I got that vibe off of it, obviously with some, you know, like, some comedy in there, like when he's like, it looks afraid or whatever. But what I thought was, it kind of caught me off guard, and I thought it was funny. And I had to pause it, is when he had that entire freaking, like, paragraph of consent, like, up on the projector, you know? Like, I was like reading through that, and it's just like no pressure whatsoever and all this stuff.
Continuing on segments I like, we have Welcome to the Internet.
It was funny enough. Thought it was just kind of but funny. I guess something I always find funny is when something throws me off guard. Like, for this one, where he's just going all these different lyrics, and then he just looks into the camera, and he's like, you should kill your mom, you know?
Or he talks, like, about the dead child.
Like, stuff like that. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, this child died, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's a 9-year-old who died. It's, like, all over the place, and I really liked it.
So the reason I really liked it is because it didn't feel like Bo was trying too hard. He was just, like, having fun with it. He was just aiming to be entertaining, not really trying to send a message. Maybe he was, I don't know. But to me, it seemed like he was just kind of rolling with what he had, and it was I thought it was probably the funniest one, because, again, he, like you were saying, he just throws out stuff out of nowhere. It's like a slap to the face joke.
Yeah, it's like it's literally, I mean, I think that's probably summing up the entire, like, YouTube suggested, because I swear to you, it's like, oh, cute puppy and kitten videos, and then recommended for you 9/11 jumper. It's like, oh my God, how did we get here?
The next one I have is Problematic.
All right, what's your thoughts on this one?
It's how you interpret it that changes your whole viewpoint. When I first watched it, I thought he was being serious. Maybe he is, but my viewpoint now is that he's making fun of people who constantly apologize to like the cancel culture for saying or doing something a long ass fucking time ago. He apologized for dressing up as Aladdin when he was 17. I was like, he can't like genuinely be apologizing for that. I think he's like fucking around with that.
No, I think especially for him.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if he did that, he'd be like, it was edgy, it was just in good humor kind of thing. Or no, it probably wasn't even in, you know, I think that he probably wouldn't be the type to dress up like that in humor. But
no,
I think
like, it was
as
just
a kid, like he would look back
costume.
on it.
Yeah.
Right. I think he would just be like, I mean, I didn't know. Like, you know, or I don't think he would, yeah.
He's like, yo, yeah, I didn't dress up as Aladdin because it's like a movie I like. No, I did to make fun of Arabs. That's why I
dressed up. Yeah.
No, because it's like such a non-issue. I just, at that point, I was like, okay, he's fucking around. But maybe some people think he's actually apologizing for the edgy content he made in the past, because this special kind of showed that he's not as edgy as he used to be, which is fine. I mean, if you want to go in that direction.
Right.
But I still think he's not really apologizing. The Jeffrey Bezos one, I mean, it's like a short song. It's an innocent song, so there's no reason to dislike it. And this isn't Bo Burnham's fault, but it's fucking annoying now because everyone's playing it on TikTok. And when I walk around in public and there's some like 13-year-old bitch just like listening to that thing without headphones, I gotta hear that song multiple times. And
no, I think that in itself it's catchy enough. It's just random and goofy, but just the fact TikTok ruined it. Yeah, and
that's not.
But
his
I did
fault.
think, no, not at all. I think that it was funny though. Just how he ends with just this scream, and then it just like a harsh cut. Like, I thought that was funny.
If I have "Shut the Fuck Up," it was like, it wasn't a song. It was just a quick segment.
It is a piece of content. Yeah.
This one kind of bugged me just because I think Bo Burnham uses the self-awareness shield a little too much. The segment's about critiquing people who feel the need to always voice their opinion. Bo Burnham does the same thing. He's voicing his opinion on stuff.
I have a comment on that, but
go ahead.
I will hold. Well, so with that one, that just kind of the necessity of everyone expressing their opinion. I feel like social media kind of gives them this false sense of an elevated status or a platform they think they have to express everything on. And in that, it's just like, it doesn't matter. Your opinion is worthless. Shut up. You know?
I think it should be more like,
but
if you're going to give an opinion, it should be educated, depending on like the topic.
Well, and that's the main thing, is the education level behind it. It's like, if you have an honest, educated opinion about something, all right. Yeah, I mean,
I'll listen to that.
Free to express it, you know? It's like, you have it, that's fine. So many people are like, I don't know the context, but I think this.
One issue that someone had with this special, or like a review I saw, they said that Bo Burnham was just talking about issues but not offering solutions, which I understand that viewpoint. I don't agree with it because he is a comedian and his job is just to make fun of the world and not really offer solutions or answers to problems.
He was saying it in one of the songs. He's just like, what was it? If you wake up in the middle of the night and your house is up in smoke, just give me a call and I'll tell you a joke, kind of thing. I think that represents kind of this in a way. I don't think that's how he intended it, but it's just kind of the same kind of thing where it's like, he's not trying to solve this stuff. He's gonna make fun of it. That's his way of.
He's here to make you laugh.
Handling
that's his job.
things.
The next one, it's another short segment. Bo is just lying on the floor, talking about how our kids have become addicted to technology and how that's bad. Corporations are bad. I just felt it was just kind of a preachy, nonsensical scene, kind of regurgitating information we've heard dozens of times.
That part, I was just like, that's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you could cut it out. Nothing would change, really. It's just stuff we've heard a billion times, you know? Because he just kind of talks about things. It's not really done in song or in an entertaining way. He's just talking about it. Yeah.
But also, I like how he closes that. I thought it was kind of funny. Because, like, I feel like maybe it's just the overall, like, just senseless rambling that is supposed to be the humor of it, you know? Obviously, it's not necessarily senseless because there's, like, you know, some potential truth behind it. But, like, I don't know what he was going for. I don't know if it was just this preachy kind of thing or trying to, like, almost falling asleep. So it might have just been supposed to be this, like, rattling on kind of thing. I don't know what he was trying to do.
I didn't care for it. If you guys did, good for you. I didn't think it was entertaining. The next one I didn't like was the reaction segment. where he was like reacting to himself, all that stuff, which I thought was funny for like the first 30 seconds. I liked the song at the beginning. It just dragged on way too long. It got to the point where I was looking at my phone, and then I was like, okay, I need to be fair. So I went back and rewatched it. I believe the joke is Bo is overcritical of his own work, and he's like overthinking his own content. But like I said before, if the entertainment value isn't as good as the undertone, then it's hard for me to kind of get into it. And this is just my experience. If you guys were entertained by it, I get it. It just, I didn't like it. The next one is FaceTime with my mom.
I actually thought this one was kind of funny.
Did you really?
I did, because I don't know why. It was just
no, go ahead, explain. Like, yeah,
just I don't know, the fact that he's just getting so frustrated at his mom's inability to use technology. You'll hold the phone no further than 6 inches from your face, or like something like that. No. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was funny, and like how even throughout the video, part of the song, he's just like freaking screaming at the phone, like so fed up with it. Like, I don't know. I thought it was funny.
I like the undertone. Didn't like the entertainment part, so it's kind of like the last one. The undertone I got from this one, it's about people who don't have the strongest connection with their parents and consider it a waste of time talking with them. But then after hanging up, they feel isolated, like during the pandemic, because all they can really do is FaceTime their parents. The entertainment... oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, I keep interrupting you, but I was just going to
say... Fucking stop
it. But that's, I guess, it could be making fun of... I guess, I mean, I could see it both ways. It's making fun of somebody who's, like, making fun of those who can't use FaceTime, and how... older people use it.
That's what really pisses me off. I'm sure there's gonna be some assholes in the comments being like, well, you just didn't fucking understand, or you didn't fucking get it. I don't think a lot of it is obvious, and you can interpret it different ways.
Not claiming to understand it either. If I'm wrong, if I'm not wrong, I mean, Bo has like come out and been like, no, this is what this one's about. Let's break down every word I meant. This is what I was thinking when I wrote it, and this is what I thought when I acted it out. No, it's like, it's open to interpretation. It's like, obviously people are going to have different ones. Maybe there's some that we don't see. Maybe there's, it's like we could just flat out be wrong. It's our own freaking interpretation.
Yeah, I'm not saying any of like my interpretations are correct. It's just what I think would happen. And like people are going to agree, people are going to disagree. That's perfectly fine. I'm not saying this is factual. So,
yeah.
But those people acting like their interpretation is just like, you're fucking annoying.
And that is factual.
That is factual. White woman's Instagram.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a little bit funny. Most of it was kind of, haha, I know this. I've seen this before. That's relatable. You kind of see it in the middle of the segment. So like he's making fun of the rich ass white girl on Instagram. Classic stuff. And then in the middle, around 2 minutes or so, I think, he kind of humanizes her and shows that her mom died and there's like other stuff happening in her life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I like stuff like that. That was cool. I just wish he put more effort into the entertainment part as he did with the undertone stuff. And if you like the entertainment stuff that he produced, like, more power to you. I thought he could have done better with it. A lot of it was pretty lackluster to me.
So this one, for me, I thought it was funny, but like not like phenomenal. It was just kind of funny. I don't know. Yeah. I did think it was incredibly accurate, which I thought was fun. Just like all the different shots that he did. Like, and that's more, I guess, going off the filming aspect, like that category. But like overall, like I thought it was well done. It just wasn't all that funny. But then again, I mean, I feel like overall I view it not so much as a comedy, so much as like a performance. Like some of the stuff and the meanings behind like what he's going for, I don't think is as funny as it is. I don't know the word for it, but kind of what I'm saying, maybe.
No, I get what you're saying. You're going to go into this like viewing it in a certain way.
Something I did notice, and I just want to comment on, it's not criticism at all. But around 13 minutes in, there's a little trace of a frame that's later on in the show or in the special, like the streamer one when he's like playing the game later on, Yeah. There's a little just a little leftover frame way earlier on where you just see him playing a game.
Yep, I saw
that.
Like
it's that little green screen thing, and that's not criticism at all, because like And you maybe know the same thing. It's like when you're editing a video, especially if it's longer, and you select multiple things, but you forget one, you leave it behind, and it's just somewhere. And so for that, it's like, oh, there it is, found it, you know?
No, yeah, because that whole thing was like
noticed.
probably intentional, right? Like leaving that thing in at the beginning or wherever
Maybe.
it was.
See, I've heard that point of view, but I don't know. I don't know if it would be intentional or if it's just a slip up, you know?
Yeah, because you have to think about like why would you do that if it was intentional, but who knows?
Right, but then also, yeah, you never
It's also
know.
a big budget Netflix thing, and I feel like they would have reviewed it before casting it out. It was pretty easy to spot.
What I did like around that was that we see, I like that he like probably kept the camera running like a lot more. So you see all those kind of more so behind the scenes kind of like looks, and you see everything that truly went into this. So I'm all the way at the end now. The goodbye song, you know, you see multiple behind the scenes kind of set up, and like how he did all that was really cool. I enjoyed seeing that, because especially with the, you know, audio and like all the equipment that goes into it, like I'm freaking obsessed with that stuff. I love it. But I do not understand the naked ending shot.
I thought it was
where
hot.
he's just oh, probably, but like I didn't understand it.
I didn't either. Maybe there's some fucking undertone with that. Whatever. I mean,
I don't know.
I tried to like, I don't know. Like maybe it's obvious to some people. To me, I don't understand it. Also, the ending with him, you know, knocking on the door, trying to get inside, and the audience laughing. Did you see anything in that, or?
That one, I just kind of felt like symbolizing like a fear to return to society or something. I don't know what the laughing was though. Like I don't know. That one I wasn't too.
I thought it was like
sure
it symbolized 9/11.
Oh yeah, probably. I think that being locked outside is probably representative of the increased security measures taken now post 2001. What I really thought was awesome about it was that there was the scenes that there's multiple lights going, there's a projector on them, there's all this stuff, but the effects to it are not done in the editing. Like he's actively controlling it as he's recording, and I thought that was a really, I don't know, representing the talent really that he truly does have. Like it's crazy to me.
Absolutely. Did like this special on my second viewing, mostly because I was able to see more of the undertones within it, which I do enjoy. I do wish the entertainment part of the special was on the same level as the undertones. I felt like he could have done a better job with a lot of the segments in terms of the humor mostly. I do like a lot of the songs in here. A lot of them are catchy. First viewing, thought it was pretty mediocre. Second viewing, I think it's okay.
Overall, the first time I watched it, I was astonished at its quality. But rewatching it, I kind of felt like it was more mediocre. And I still stand by that. But what took me away initially was the cinematography, the different shots, you know, all that stuff. That's what I think gave that initial impression. But then what I've done is I've summed it up by category. So the filming and the shots to me are just mind-blowing, and it completely just blows me away that this was from one person. As far as the choreography, again, pretty cool how it's not up to the editing to create the transitions and effects. I mean, some of it is, you know, but overall it's him controlling lighting and different angles during it. Overall, the content on like what he's talking about and the progression, I think we really do kind of feel that mental state of him. You feel the isolation, the degrading mental state as he goes along. My overall conclusion, I found it kind of underwhelming. The songs and comedy were okay. I appreciate greatly that his content wasn't just like as raunchy as the earlier stuff. There were some songs I thought to be funny, and same with commentary and the different bits. I did think though there's like kind of an extent to trying to be deep. I thought some of the stuff that he did, it was like almost like maybe he was trying too hard to incorporate some other meaning. Like maybe insights and problems of the world. Like he just kind of went too far into it. It's just, I feel like if you incorporate too much of that and you try too hard, it just kind of gradually demotes it a bit for me, like knocks it down a couple of things.
I just want to let you guys know that our opinions are factual, and if you have different opinions, go fuck yourself and go kill yourself.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly. Yep. You should lock yourself in a room forever.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Because your opinion is trash and no one needs to hear it.